Tonight I'm going to share with you 3 real-life horror stories, each documented, witnessed, and to this day, unexplained. These stories aren't urban legends, they are real accounts from people who've lived through moments that defy reason and leave behind questions that science still cannot answer. So, dim the lights, put on your headphones, and remember, sometimes the scariest things aren't what hides in the dark, but what watch us from it. In 1994, a 32-year-old truck driver named Daniel Reyes was driving through the Arizona desert, hauling produce from Tucson to Flagstaff. It was a route he knew by heart, a stretch of empty hallway lined with red sand and silence. At 2:17 a.m., Daniel radioed his dispatcher, taking a shorter stop near mile marker 211. "Need a minute to rest," he said. That was the last transmission anyone received for the next 3 hours. When Daniel returned on the radio, his voice was trembling. He said, "I don't know what just happened. I think I lost time." According to the truck's GPS, Daniel had driven exactly 47 miles during that period, but he had no memory of it. He described seeing a sphere of light hovering low over the desert, pulsating like a heartbeat. Then darkness. And then suddenly he was 47 miles down the road with 3 hours missing. When investigators checked the truck's dashboard camera, the footage showed static and one brief frame of something glowing, circular, white, blue, almost alive. Even more disturbing, the onboard clock was running 11 minutes slower than the time on Daniel's wristwatch. Scientists later called a neurological episode, possibly caused by fatigue or macro sleep. But how does that explain the clock, the footage, and the radiation spike detected near the truck stop that night? Was it alien, temporal distortion, something else entirely? What if time doesn't always flow the way we think it does? In 2007, a college student named Emma Brooks moved into a small off-campus apartment in Portland, Oregon. The place was old, creaky floors, faded wallpaper, and a full-length mirror built into the bedroom wall. She didn't think much of it until one night she noticed something off. When she walked past the mirror, her reflection lagged just by a fraction of a second. At first, she laughed it off. Maybe she was tired, maybe it was her imagination. But the next week, she began to wake up in the middle of the night to the sound of tapping. Always 3 knocks, soft, deliberate, coming from the direction of the mirror. One night, she gathered enough courage to record it. At 3:12 a.m., her phone captured 3 distinct knocks and a whisper. When she played it back the next morning, she could make out a faint voice. "Let me out." Experts who analyzed the clip said it could have been interference from radio frequencies, but when a maintenance worker later removed the mirror to repaint the wall, he found something behind it. A sealed wooden door frame, bricked over. What was behind it? No one knows. The landlord refused to allow further demolition. After Emma moved out, the apartment stayed vacant for nearly a decade. Tenants complained of nightmares of seeing someone standing in the reflection, and the local roomers called the place the mirror room. Have you ever stared at your own reflection for too long and wondered if it's really you staring back? Our final story takes us to northern Maine in 1988. A family of four, the Harrisons, lived in a small cabin near the edge of dense forest. It was peaceful until one autumn night, when their 6-year-old son, Ellie, told his parents he'd make a new friend. "He lives in the trees," Ellie said. "He talks to me when it gets dark." At first they thought it was just an imaginary friend, but a week later, Ellie went missing. Search teams combed through the woods for days. Thermal imaging found nothing. No heat signatures, no movement. Then, on the fourth night, a rescue team heard something strange coming from deep in the forest. A child's voice calling, "Help me, I'm over here." But every time they got closer, the voice moved further away, almost as if it was leading them somewhere. When they finally found Ellie 2 days later, he was sitting calmly on a fallen tree, barefoot, covered in mud. He was alive but disoriented. When asked what happened, Ellie said, "The man in the woods kept me safe." But there is the chilling part. Ellie described the man as having no face, just a smooth, pale surface where eyes and mouth should have been. Psychology suggested he was hallucinating due to stress, but rangers who searched the area reported hearing the same childlike voice echoing through the forest weeks after the boy was found. Locals call that part of the forest Whisper Hollow, and they say if you ever hear a voice calling your name from the trees, do not answer. 3 stories, 3 impossible explanations, and yet every one of them documented, reported, and left unsolved. Maybe they're warnings, maybe they're glimpses into something beyond what we can measure. So the next time you see something you can explain, or wake up with that strange feeling that you're being watched, remember, the scariest part isn't what's out there, it's knowing why it's there. Tell me what you think in the comments below, and if you enjoy exploring the dark corners of reality, make sure to like this video, subscribe and turn on the notifications, because next time we're going deeper.